Oh, and welcome back to Jed's Shed, somewhere deep in the jungles of the Philippines. And I'm Jed. So it's been a little while since I've made a video. Um, in my last video, I had promised to get into depth of situation going on here in Valencia, Negros, Oriental, Philippines concerning a construction group that has had a huge problem develop. So, along with this currently unfolding episode, uh, there's some things going on here in the Philippines, and it concerns vloggers from the Philippines, and it appears mostly foreigner vloggers, and their content. So the thing is that the current Philippines government is taking issue with uh, false content, libel issues, and utterances, and uh, uh, a whole host of different issues. And the Philippines is different than anywhere else that I've been, and especially the U.S. You know, we are used to that freedom of speech, and in the Philippines they take a different approach to that uh, freedom of speech, and because this country is or has the most content creators than any other country. Uh, the Philippine Congress has taken a closer look at their cyber laws. So, because of what's going on right here in Valencia, Negros Oriental, and in Manila, there's a lot of attention put towards these vloggers and their content. So I want to be very cautious and careful about how I proceed with my YouTube channel here. It's a very sticky situation, and there are actually several vloggers who are going to end up in jail because of their content. And you know, anywhere else in the world, you would think that that maybe that's a little harsh and it's a little silly, but there are some things going on here in the Philippines government right now that that precipitates them to take a closer look at this blogger deal. Uh, there's there's a Russian American guy who's just been arrested, um, maybe a month ago, a couple of weeks ago, for some of his silly and stupid content, and that stuff was pretty much directed towards the Filipino citizens. So the government has taken this guy seriously and are going to make a very hard example out of this guy. He's looking at he's incarcerated right now and has been for a couple weeks, and he's looking at a possible 20 to 28 years in a Filipino prison for what he's done. Well, when you look at the law and you consider that, then yeah, this guy was pretty stupid to do what he done. Some of the things he's done. You can find him online. I'm not going to mention the name or anything, but he can be found online. So they're going to prosecute this guy uh, before he is deported. He's a foreigner. So they're going to prosecute him in the Filipino courts, and he will remain in custody and in jail until that is finished. And that could, that could take a couple of years, what they're saying, because they're going to make an example out of this guy. So then he will have to serve time for those crimes here in the Philippines before he's deported. So he might be here for 20 or 28 years, 25 years, somewhere around there before he ever makes it out of the country. And he'll spend all of that in a Filipino jail. And if he lives through that, then he'd be really lucky, because the Filipino jails are no joke. It's nasty, dirty, and pretty harsh from what I can see. And so he's not the only one. And now some other countries are following suit. And the reason why this has brought so much attention in the Philippines is because there's an election coming up for the president of the Philippines. And there's some things going on between the ex-president and the current president. So this disinformation and false reporting is a basis for what they're doing to review their current cyber laws, and they're pretty harsh to begin with, and it appears that they're going to make them uh, more harsh. So, so I'm kind of reviewing myself and some things that I want to use as a topic to get going here. Um, and as I said, I want to address some issues right here in Valencia with this thing that's going on. So I guess I want to start with the basics on this deal in here in Valencia and this contractor. And I've never met this guy up until lately, a few weeks ago. Um, uh, I I find him very personable and uh, a guy that has a very good ability to manage people, and I get the impression that this guy knows what he's doing, uh, and the reason why I take interest in this thing is because for a big part of my life I've been a contractor myself, and so I can understand some things a lot better than just your average foreigner or anybody here. Um, so I can see the dilemma, and basically the dilemma is this: this guy starts a business or is in the process of starting a business, and he's he's gotten into building a few houses, and for the record, the previous work that he's done, most people seem to be very happy with it. So, what's the problem at this point? Well, here's the problem, and I've seen this happen to people getting into the construction business back home in the U.S. I've seen this many times, and it happens. So the guy gets referrals from, and this is an interesting part. This guy gets a lot of referrals from the local vloggers. So they basically put him on the map, and he loaded up with maybe somewhere around 50 clients, in a very short period of time. Now, how is a guy fairly new in the business going to handle uh, anywhere from 40 to 50 clients all at one time? That's a pretty tough schedule right there, and almost impossible. And so that's what's happened. And since he can't get to these clients all at one time in a short period of time and deliver a product that they want right now. And that's the thing about foreigners here. They want what they want, and they want what they want right now. That doesn't work very well here. Things are slow. It's hot. It's very hot. The air is heavy and it's thick, and it's hard to get that 100% productivity every day, day in and day out. It's just It's a hard thing to do. So foreigners don't get that, and they're, for the most part, they're pretty arrogant about what they want and when they want it. Things are cheap here, and so that just fires up that need for want and wanting it right now even more. A friend of mine kind of described it like this: is that uh, the the greedy taking advantage of the greedy, basically the greedy eating themselves. And I kind of get that. Although I don't think that this guy was intentionally being greedy. Uh, he just overloaded his schedule with more than he could handle. And like I said, I've seen this happen before. I've seen this happen many times. And here would be exponentially worse with the heat and the typical foreigner's attitude and several things that create this firestorm. So basically, that's kind of what I want to say at this time. I don't want to get much deeper into this. I want to be careful uh, with how I report on this story, um, and these events, um, because of the developing and strengthening cyber laws here. I don't want to get myself in trouble. There are already several bloggers right here in this area who are one of them's already facing 8 years in prison. He'll probably never come back to step foot back into the Philippines because the 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 state is going to charge him with cyber crimes themselves rather than the plaintiff. Um, so there's going to end up being several of these vloggers right here in this area facing some heavy jail time. Am I happy about that? Well, I can't say that I am. I think it's an interesting situation, and the with the with the way people are today, uh, I'm in favor of removing all of the labels and letting things happen the way they happen, and eventually somebody's going to have to face the consequences. Is all there is to it, and that's going to happen. So basically, that's my story for this time. I kind of wanted to keep it short and brief, and I have problems with being able to do that. Uh, there's so much detail; it's kind of hard to keep this thing brief. But I have an exclusive right to be able to tell this story, and I'm kind of proud of that. I'm not going to go into the details of that either, but maybe by the next video, I can get into that a little bit more and some of the other details as they come out, and some of the things that are permissible public knowledge. Okay. So thank you for your time. Like us and follow us and subscribe, and let's go through this adventure in the jungle. I think you're gonna enjoy it. All right. So have a good day. Thank you.